You know, with every single breath you take, there's this microscopic drama unfolding inside of you. It's a story of transport, of delivery, and ultimately survival. And it's all run by one incredible molecule. So today, let's dive into this absolute master of molecular machinery, hemoglobin.
So here's our game plan. We're going to break down what hemoglobin is and exactly how it works. We'll start with its main job, then we're going to take it apart piece by piece, see how it actually changes throughout our lives, and then we'll put it all back together to really understand why it's so incredibly important.
So let me ask you this. When you think about your blood, what comes to mind? Probably red cells, white cells, right? But what if I told you that the real hero, the single hardest working molecule in that entire system, is something else entirely?
Okay, let's start with its number one job. Think of hemoglobin as the body's ultimate delivery driver. And its cargo? Well, its cargo is the most precious thing of all, oxygen. When you boil it all down, that's the mission. Hemoglobin is this super specialized protein, and it's absolutely crammed into our red blood cells. Its whole purpose is to grab onto oxygen when you breathe in, hold on tight for a wild ride through your arteries, and then let it go at exactly the right place, in every single tissue and organ, from your brain all the way down to the tips of your toes. So how in the world does this tiny molecular machine actually work? Well, to figure that out, we've got to pop the hood and take a look at the parts inside. And believe me, it is one elegant piece of natural engineering. The best way to think about hemoglobin is like a high-performance car. It's really got two main parts. First, you've got the globin protein, which is kind of like the chassis or the main frame of the car. And then, nestled right inside that frame, you have the heme group. And folks, this is the real engine. This is the part that does the heavy lifting of actually grabbing onto oxygen.
So to really appreciate this amazing design, let's build this engine from the ground up, starting with its tiniest chemical parts. You can see here how it's assembled, almost like snapping together Legos. It all starts with this simple little pentagon-shaped molecule. 4 of these guys link up to make a bigger ring structure. Then that ring gets tweaked just a little bit to create this perfect little pocket, a pocket that can hold a metal ion. And here's the magic part. When that pocket snags an iron ion, bam, it becomes a heme group, the engine of our machine. So after all that chemistry, it really comes down to something that's beautifully simple. Just like our source material says, a heme is an iron-holding porphyrin. That's it. And it's that iron atom sitting right in the middle that acts like a tiny magnet for oxygen. All right, we've built the engine, but an engine's no good without a car to put it in, right? And that's where the globin protein comes in. It's this big structure that holds, protects, and controls the heme group. And this chassis, it isn't just one solid piece. It's actually put together from a few different types of protein chains that all twist and fold together to create the perfect home for our heme engine.
And here it is, the final assembly. It's a team of 4 protein chains, 2 of one kind and 2 of another, all working together. And get this, each one of those 4 chains holds its own heme engine. That means a single hemoglobin molecule can carry 4 oxygen molecules at once. It's like a tiny 4-passenger vehicle for oxygen. But here's where it gets really amazing. Our body doesn't just use one model of this machine its whole life. No, it actually builds different versions for different stages of our lives, and each one is perfectly tuned for the job it has to do. A quick comparison makes this crystal clear. See, hemoglobin isn't our only oxygen carrier. We've also got myoglobin, which you find in muscle tissue. What's so fascinating is that both of them use the exact same engine, that heme B group. The only difference is the protein chassis they're attached to. And it's that protein chassis that fine-tunes the performance, basically telling the heme group when and where to let go of its oxygen. And this is where our biology is just so incredibly clever. Our bodies literally swap out the parts over time. As an embryo, we use one set of protein chains. Then, as a fetus, we switch to something called fetal hemoglobin. And this version is extra grabby with oxygen. It has a much higher affinity. It's a brilliant solution that lets the fetus literally pull oxygen across the placenta from its mother's blood. Then, after we're born and breathing on our own, we switch again to the adult version. This table really breaks down the specific recipes for each version. You can think of those alpha chains, the A-alpha, as the constant ingredient that's always there. The real key is how the other ingredients, those non-alpha chains like gamma or beta, get swapped out. It's this simple substitution that completely changes how the final product performs at each stage of life. Pretty cool, right?
So we've looked at all the parts, we've seen the different models, but what does it all mean? Why does all of this incredibly elegant design matter so much? Well, it's because it all serves one critical mission: pick up oxygen, move it safely, and drop it off at the perfect time and place. The absolute genius of this system is its adaptability. Just by swapping out a couple of protein chains, the body completely customizes its delivery service for the unique needs of an embryo, a fetus, or a full-grown adult. It is the ultimate in high-efficiency, personalized biological delivery. When you put it all together, that's really what hemoglobin is. It's not just some random chemical. It's a machine, a perfectly designed, life-sustaining molecular machine that makes every single breath, every single heartbeat possible. It's honestly mind-blowing. An intricate, adaptable machine built from the simplest atoms, performing a task that is absolutely essential for complex life. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other beautiful biological marvels are hiding in plain sight right inside of us?